Right. Okay. Welcome to the Russian subject areas, they call us, and we are within the Modern Languages and Cultures department, and we are the smallest department, which is nice and cozy. So that's what probably you have to expect, and with getting lots of attention from your teachers. And welcome to our online audience as well. I think there must be more of them. And I would just like to say what I'm going to do today is because we normally have 3 cohorts of students coming in. They are beginners, the biggest cohort. Then there are post-A level students who did their beginners Russian elsewhere. And then there are also heritage students of Russian. Currently, it's 4th of our department are heritage students of Russian. That will mean that they speak Russian fluently, and it's a good thing because you can always change them and practice your Russian. They're here for you in the same group, but they are having separate classes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through what you have to expect in our department, and you have a brief introduction to the Russian alphabet. But before that, I'll show you why Russian. You're considering why maybe take a degree in Russian and something else. So let's have a start and look at it. So Russian matters, and I'll tell you why. And so Russian all over the world, if you're considering all things Russian, what are they? And you see this is the biggest country in the world in terms of its territory. So lots of travel, and there's a Russian philosopher who says there is more geography in Russia than history. So it's relatively young country, and most spoken only native speakers of Russian, but those who learned Russian as well. And also this is the number of Russian speakers all over the world, quite a lot of them. And so on the internet, that's a surprising fact, that Russian is the most commonly used language. That accounts for the content. Content upload is in the world. So this is the state language in the Russian Federation, spoken by nearly 150 million people. And also it's a state language in the Republic of Belarus. So you can use either language and that's all right. And you can work there. And some of the students, they go and work in Belarus using Russian. So in Ukraine, so there's interesting combination of Russian and Ukrainian. So nearly half of the population are speakers of Russian, and the rest are bilinguals. And so Russian, if you think about the ex-USSR, there are ex-Soviet republics, which are now independent states. So there is the republic, huge country of Kazakhstan, very rich. There's 18 million people speaking. It is an official language in Kazakhstan and in Kyrgyzstan, which means that you can officially use language in some official public spaces. And more facts and figures for you all over the world. So Russian is the official language of these very important international organizations. So there's a job opportunities with Russian. And you see there's United Nations and WHO, which is important at the moment. And this is just to name only a few. And also, if you're thinking of going into the outer space, you have to learn Russian because this is the language spoken there on board the spaceships. This is Russian and American crew. And I'm not mentioning companies which also hiring experts in various languages if we're thinking about the artificial intelligence. Well, probably all these online translators and other language tools, well, why do we need to learn languages? Yeah, they're hiring people who have expertise in language because they want to improve their systems. And Russian is a Slavic language. So, and there are, if you look at they're all based in Europe. There are 10 more Slavic languages in Europe with so many language speakers. And there are, this kind of grouped into 3 groups by way of how close they are to each other. And the first group is called Eastern group, and includes Russian, Ukrainian, Belarusian. Languages are so close that I can communicate with Russian and Belarusian speaking my respective languages, and we can follow, each other's. So there is this Polish, Czech, and Slovak group, which actually they use Latin alphabet. We'll look into it later. So the closer group of languages. And there is this Bulgarian, Macedonian, Serbo-Croatian, Slovene, which is a southern subgroup of languages. And if you think of grammar and vocabulary, so Slavic languages are a tighter family if compared to like Germanic languages of Romance languages. So basically, learning Russian, you buy one for the price of one. And if you're looking at their maps, there are more maps than the languages that I mentioned, because some languages, some countries, they share the language, like Serbian and Croatian. So it's worth it. And of course, when you're visiting these countries, you can get by just, making comparisons and following what they say, and it's all manageable. And now I'm addressing beginners Russian. So we take you from scratch to A-level, good A-level, in just 6 months, which is the kind of net time of our study year. So what are you going to expect? You have 7 hours a week of very intensive course, which is called Introductory Russian. And so in the second semester, when you're getting quite fluent in reading Russian, you have extra 2 hours. So it's 9 hours a week of Russian, which is the kind of the maximum you can get for languages in this university. Reading contemporary Russia, so you're able to read. And also of course, we practice all the language skills which are there: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. And you might think, okay, well, Russian involves all these weird-looking Cyrillic alphabet. Is it a problem? Not at all. Let's have a look. So you'll get quite confident in reading Russian in just 2 hours. If you do some homework, after the first class, you come back to class and you can read Russian. And so this is going to be your textbook in your beginner's class, and I would suggest just looking at the Russian alphabet. And I invite you to make some noises, and these noises, they will not be very different from what you normally say, because Russian phonetics is actually shared between other languages. So there's very few sounds that sound peculiar, but not that peculiar. So you see, this alphabet is called Cyrillic, named after Cyril and Methodius. Methodius are two brothers, Greek missionaries who promoted Christianity in what is now Eastern Europe. And well, it's not strictly speaking that they designed the alphabet. They designed another sort of previous Russian alphabet, which is called Glagolitic. But their disciples, they were involved in this font designing. But it's called Cyrillic after Cyril. And so there are 32 letters in the Russian alphabet. And you're looking at the ones that are shared between Latin alphabet, and what's behind them is exactly the same sounds that you pronounce in other languages. So you see, red are vowels, and blue are consonants. So if you just look at the first word, nice and easy. So it's mama. yeah, you're welcome to take part. And then if you're reading the next word, it's cacao, yes. And you're reading the next word, and the next one is, so you see, there you go, you're already fluent. And well, just one more. And so this is a bunch of letters which look like Latin letters, but their sounds are slightly different, but they were borrowed from the Greek alphabet. Because on the whole, the Cyrillic alphabet is a kind of combination of Greek and Latin alphabets, with some extras. So looking at these letters, and again, the red is the vowel, and you see in these little square brackets, there's phonetics. There, it's called transcription, and you'll have a lot of it. So what's behind it is, looks like B in English, but it's V. And this is N, and this is rolling Scottish R. But those of you who can't do it, don't worry, because not 100% of Russians can do that, so it's all right. It's not something that is different. It's like R and R, they're not different phonemes, so you'll be all right saying, keeping your other languages R. And then there's S, which is similar, and this is U, and this is H. So, and we can read them now. So just looking to this, similar looking, but sounding different. So we have tort and cosmos, and not an English word, but some other languages share this word, ananas. And it's not a borrowed word, but you can read it. That's the way we pronounce the Russian capital, Moskva. And if you're hungry, there's some sauce for you. And so this is the letters that are shared, but sound slightly different. Hor, yeah, hor, chorus or choir. Now we are looking at the letters that are just borrowed from the Greek straight ahead. And you see they look Greek. If you're visiting Greece, you can see these letters in the signs, and the sounds behind them are g, d. So you see I'm saying l, r, d. Do I sound very different? No, no. L, p, and f. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to practice these words having these letters. Papa. That's how we pronounce the capital of Britain, London, London. And this is G, U, Google, Google, yeah. And this F, focus. If again you're hungry, you have claim salad. May I have my salad, please? It's an international word, isn't it? You've got to know it, of course. And of course, I think you know this bottle. So what does it say? It says standard, standard, Ruski standard, Russian standard. Just for you to know, it should be 40% proof. 37.5 is not Russian vodka, because you know to make sure that it's Russian vodka, you need to be able to put it into the freezer and it doesn't freeze. So that's the real vodka. Okay, so and finally there are letters which where there's some font design going on. You know, the Cyril and Methodius worked very hard because there were some noises which are not very foreign, but they still kind of they thought they were slightly different from other languages. So they created these symbols, and this is a B. This is like a beetle, and it sounds like a beetle when they buzz. This is z, yeah, yeah, it's like neither here nor there. And this is like, you see a combination of sounds, t, t, t. And this is also can be heard as combination of sound with it, ch, ch, like in changed. And this is funny one, sh. And this is, you see, there's little foot added, and this is foot. Found in a word like bit, did, that's more like it, as opposed to e, you have a lot of practice for that. This is just a wide and this is, well, the way it looks, it's in the alphabet, but it's U here. It's U, 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 U. And this is ya, ya, ya. Ya, also a pronoun meaning I, me. So, and we can have a little practice. So can you recognize these words? Banan, journal, zebra. So this little dash over the vowel indicates stress, which means this letter is more prominent. Kino, that's what you have in your bags. iPhone, well, and then this is a Russian word, but you have a kind of borrowed it in English. It means czar, but it says tsar. What is at the very end is a letter which is not featuring here. It's just a silent letter. It says this consonant should be soft, 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 and you'll know more about it in our classes. Tsar, tsar, tsar. And you can read, I think this was a nice ch, 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 chai. You can have this word in English. And sh, shkola. And this is an important soup, borscht. It's a Ukrainian cabbage and beetroot soup. We like it without beetroot. I mean, there was a Russian variant of it. It's called shi. So you see shi, borscht, shi. And that's a nice one involving the 61. And you read it as muzika, muzika. And then for you to practice this wide effect, yeah. And then to practice those you have humor, and you have ya at the end. It reads like ya, idea, idea. So this is it. This is your Russian alphabet. And not as scary as you thought. Well, as I say, it just takes a couple of hours to get practice and to get trained. And you have a Russian Tsar here. He's getting a bit too autocratic to between us. Okay, so continuing with Russian, now that you've done your beginner's Russian course, you're continuing with post-A level, and at this point, post-A level students, new students join you, and you are in the same group. So what you do, you have a core module, Russian language, Russian, and it's 30 credits. That means that out of 120 credits that you need to take in the study year, 30 is a language module. Another 30 credits will be a culture and language module, which is like culture content module. And then what is left? 60 credits. And then you can mix and match between these 60 credits. They can be worth 30 credits or 15 credits. So you can look around and find modules that are interesting to you, and you can then take them. And 15 credits is normally one semester module, and 30 credits is 1 year module. So that's what you have. Still quite a lot of language, 5 hours a week, not to mention a lot of homework. And small groups, that's kind of, like 5, 6, 7 max, which is a good idea. We can have a lot of time. And we have speaking class and audiovisual class and reading and writing class, grammar class, which is important for the beginners level because, Russian language is when you need to change the endings of the word. So you need to learn all this stuff at the very beginning. So you sit a little bit longer on the grammar, and then you just shoot because you know all the endings, and then you can increase your vocabulary. So that's why it's called intensive grammar. And translation class as well. So straight from the second year, you will be able to translate into Russian, into English, and by way of picking up more vocabulary and doing more grammar. And you can choose between some kind of selection of extra language modules if you're interested in getting more into, and for example, history of Russian is there. It includes both language and some culture, and like Russian vocabulary and others, they can come and go, and you can, for the current year, you will see what is there. And so this is the language module, and there are content modules where you choose from. So there are no post-A level students, but it says kultura, culture, and then kino, and then literatura, literature, all these covered, and you read serious Russian writers as, well, it's just a joke, it says Dostoevsky, but of course it's a cross between Tolstoy and Dostoevsky. Yeah, you have a good kind of, interesting modules like Russian novel or Russian short stories, and not to mention Russian films. So then after your second year, you're going to do your year abroad. And so you have a choice of visiting all these wonderful cities. And do you know them by the look of them? The first one is, Moskva. Yep, St. Petersburg. And there are some exotic places where you can go. The third one is Kazan. Kazan is the capital of Tatar Republic, right in the middle of Russia, and it's great because you are exposed to a very different culture, but still a lot of Russian there, and a very good university there. And so also we have an option of sending you to Latvia because we're partners with some Latvian universities. So this is Riga, the capital, but also there is a smaller town in the kind of area where Russian is spoken. Latvia is quite a Russified republic, and the language of business is Russian in Latvia, and there's Daugavpils we can go to, and you can also choose Russian provinces if you're interested and go to this medieval town which is called Yaroslavl. But also you can split your study. If you're doing only Russian only, you can split semester and spend 1 semester in Moscow and 1 semester elsewhere. I think you can even move within the semester. Suppose you are doing joint degree with languages, then it means that you do a semester in Russia. I think you can even split it further. So we have a year abroad coordinator who could do it for you and help you to choose whatever your interests are. And heritage speakers of Russian. So here you come. First, you take your placement test, and we decide how kind of confident you are and what you need to enhance. And within our school, you can combine Russian with all these other degrees and choose other language. Also, you can choose more languages after your second year, but they will not feature in your degree time. title, but they will be there, and you can quite advanced with these languages. And also most popular degrees for heritage speakers of Russian with business management and Russian and politics. And so Russian language classes. So I'm normally running Russian language classes. What are we doing there? We do serious translation, like, professional translation skills we equip you with, and translation commentary, which is a kind of a different activity, but it's still very important. You basically look at other people's translations and see whether they're any good, and you can judge. Then there is a consecutive interpreting. Also, we are going to do some consecutive interpreting with non-Russian speakers of Russian in their final year. So you see, this is a professional skill. So you emerge ready to work as a consecutive interpreter. Of course, a bit more practice may be needed, but at least you get the foundation of it. And so you also, apart from the major research projects, which any students can do in their final year, within our Russian area, we also do cultural research project, and then you learn how to write academically in Russian, following the Russian standards of academic writing. And it's an oral presentation of your research project, so it's kind of you practice your public speaking in Russian. So we'll keep you busy, no worries. And also, well, all levels, and we welcome even beginners to take part in our Russian play, which we run every year. And so we have a chance to get together, to rehearse for the play, to learn our lines, and even our beginners can take part in it. We give them tiny parts with little bit, lines, and they learn them, and then they remember them for the rest of their lives. And well, you are kind of, creating very team spirit, and you enjoy it, and it's in Russian, by the way. So we only slightly adjusted, but it's seriously done to students. Sort of produce it and run rehearsals. So, and here you see a picture of our recent productions of Anton Chekhov's Seagull, Chaika. So you see students here, and this is our language coordinator, Nadia. She's also performing, and in the background learning. This is Jeremy, professor of Russian film, and so he's also taking part in this performance. And so this is an important, and this is a module as well. So you can take it as a module and then do some research on the play and then produce a coursework. And you can just take it for fun, and just participate, no obligation.